Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Learn with Jason. Today on the show, we're bringing back Nathaniel Okenwa. What is up? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, thanks. And yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy to have you back. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show, and especially today because this is by far the most ambitious stream we've ever done. It's a five-parter, and you're coming in for part four. So
And
before
it's
we
like
talk, go
it's
ahead.
like a long relay race, right? It's like I'm hoping I can grab this baton and take it forward to the next person.
Except instead of a baton, you got to carry me.
It's even better, I promise.
We'll talk about exactly what we're building in a second, but first, for everybody who's not familiar, do you want to give us a little bit of a background on yourself?
Hi, my name is Nathaniel Okenwa. I'm a developer evangelist working for this awesome company. I'm pointing in the wrong direction. Called Twilio. And Twilio is a company that has a couple of APIs and tools and different things that developers can use to put communications into their apps, whether it's messaging, video, phone calls, like any form of communication. We probably have an API for that. And like, I heard on the grapevine that you were building something that might need some of our tools. So I thought I'd come over and help you add that to the
Absolutely.
situation.
Yeah, and I appreciate you taking time out because I know that this has not been a light period, right? You just had Signal Conf happen, right?
Yes. So we just had Signal wrap up last week. So it was last week, Thursday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And it's our big event where we get to make all of our product announcements. We get to show off really cool things. We had Signal TV, which was just where we just hang out and have really just fun. And we get to like see really weird and fun projects. Like one of my favorites ones was someone had built a phone number that you could text with just ingredients and it comes back with a recipe. However,
Oh,
you can text it with random ingredients and it comes back with a random recipe because it uses GPT-3 to just format your ingredients in a recipe style like piece of text. So like if you throw concrete at it, it'll be like mix the concrete, stir in the like raisins and put it in the oven at 200 degrees Celsius. So there is. But then there are also some really serious things. So people who maybe do email marketing, those like cool ways to make sure that like you're hitting the right people at the right times. And
mm-hmm.
one thing that I've been really like interested and excited because it just got announced, it's going into private beta, is like Twilio Live, which helps you manipulate different like participants in a video call room and then stream that out and you can make all sorts of designs. Yeah, we're having a conversation about this and you were saying it was tasty.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited for this one because like, the thing that's really exciting about that to me is one of the big challenges is of doing web-based streaming is that a lot of times the video kind of happens externally from the rest of the stream, and that means that like a lot of things can be playful and involved and you know that part is great, but then the videos are kind of held apart. So I want to do silly stuff like let people choose what my hat says and like use facial recognition to like put something on my hat, right? Like that sounds really fun to me. But I can't do that right now because this video is not part of the website. It's separate from it. So
Yeah,
like this offering has me really excited for what's possible, and I can't wait to dig into it. I think it's going to be an absolute blast. Yeah, we're seeing some Sendgrid love. What's up? What's up, Dominus Kelvin? I see Linda's in the chat too. Brian, what's up, everybody? Welcome,
hey
welcome.
folks, welcome.
I am super excited for what we're going to do today. So you were talking about email earlier, and one of the things that I think is a really common challenge whenever you're building something sufficiently ambitious is you're probably going to find yourself in a situation where you need to send somebody updates. They're going to buy something, they're going to perform an action, they're going to need a reminder, something's going to happen in your app that makes sense to send them an email. And not like marketing email, like where you would, you know, you're sending out a newsletter, but more like transactional email. You have done something in the app or you need to do something in the app, and therefore this email needs to reach you that lets you know like, hey, something's going to happen. Like, hey, you're about to reach your billing threshold, or hey, you just got an order, you need to go fulfill it, right? And
Yeah. It's funny actually because I found out that like email is still the most popular like channel that people want to be contacted on.
yeah.
Like lots of really important things happen in email.
Yeah, I think my whole life at this point is dependent on email and text messages. Like, I don't answer my phone, and yeah,
how many unread emails are you on? I
So-
feel like this is exposing too much. I'll stop.
I will say I'm under triple digits, so I'm doing okay.
That's good, you know. I reached inbox 0 today. I'm very proud of myself.
Jeez. Did you
Heaven,
hold on?
right?
I thought you know what I noticed? You don't have your celebratory donut today. Did you already had it after you got hit inbox 0?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I completely forgot about the donut. Oh no, this is my identity. Folks call me the Donut King on my stream because every time I build something and make it work, I reward myself with a donut. And I just realized I didn't bring one. So don't worry. Right after the stream, I'm gonna head over and get some donuts. I'll tweet about it.
We'll look for the tweet. All right. So what we want to do today, we've been building this app. So let me actually switch over to the pair programming view here, so that we can take a look at it. So what we've been working on is this swag app for Jamstack Conf, and what we've done thus far is over here. So we have our swag here. We've got the slap bracelet, which you can claim for free. We had Brian Robinson help us do this. If you just go to this website, and I'll drop this in for y'all to try it. If you registered for Jamstack Conf, you can go in and put in the email that you used to register for Jamstack Conf, and you can get one of these for free. So if you put in, Jason at Langsdorff, it will give you your code, which currently just logs in the console. So this is a very developer friendly. Wait, did I break this? Crap, I probably broke this, didn't I? No, okay, we can do it. We can do it. Do the thing. I broke it.
I am literally going through this to try and get my slap wrist, man.
I really hope I didn't break this. Something is happening that I don't know what it is. Is it Algolia is not digging this thing, or is it not submitting this thing? Do the thing. Okay. So curious that I can't get that to do what I want. But yeah, so this should work. Clearly is not doing that right now. But yeah, so anyways, if you can also just hit the function that we're hitting, and you can find that in the code here. It is a code called, it's a serverless function called claim swag, which is somewhere in here. If no, this one. So you can just post your email address as email to claim swag, and that'll give you back a code and register you to get a free thingy. But we also have this wonderful swag pack that I have a discount code for. So if you want 25% off of this thing, if I can find the discount code, which is in my inbox on Slack. Oh my goodness.
There's really cool stickers inside that swag pack. I'm just there's some stickers that really catch my eye. The Notify sticker, the Jamstack. You see that one with the little the wonderful character, that little owl that's there, and with a backpack, looking good. What a developer, eh?
Can we just zoom in? Good stickers. Look at this. This is some good stuff. So you can get all of this. It is listed at $40, but we've got a 25% off discount. And you'll be able to get your, it's 2 t-shirts. This is a bath bomb. You get a pop socket. You get a bunch of stickers. And so it's, this is all from sponsors: Netlify, Algolia, Contentful, Sentry, Commerce Layer, and Twilio. So, lots and lots of good stuff here. It's $30, and you will get all of this good gear that helps us, it just helps us keep the lights on with the conference. It is very expensive to run a conference. And this makes it all possible. Through the generous support of sponsors who pay most of the bills, and then the things like this that help us give away swag at less than cost. That's what I'll say. But so anyways, that's kind of what we've been working on, and we already have this integrated with Shopify. So this is data pulled from Shopify. If you go to build one of these, we can claim the bracelet, and here it is. And if I go to checkout, it's going to take me over to the Shopify checkout, and then we get here we go. Our discount code is done, and I can complete that order and get my slap bracelet. We've got Algolia set up with this command bar. We've got we use the Shopify cart API to build this actual cart so that we can, add and remove things from our cart. It's really powerful, really nice. I screwed up some Z-index, which is why that Algolia thing is over the top of it. But this is giving us the ability to very quickly build out these swag packs. And this is powerful stuff. But I currently don't have a way to know when someone has claimed anything, because the notification from Shopify goes to somebody else on my team. And the sale notification goes to the person who got the swag, but like I don't know if anybody's using this app. So what I was hoping we could do today, and what you could help me with, is I want to build a transactional email that will let me know whenever somebody has ordered something on the site. And for everybody who's watching, what we could do with this is we could use this to, if somebody needed to perform an action, if we wanted to let somebody know that like, hey, your cart is here, but you haven't checked out yet, you could do a follow-up using transactional email. So this is just one application of how it could work.
I mean, like the actual transactional emails coming from Shopify are powered by Twilio Sendgrid, right? So it's like all of those already going, and then you can now like take that code and actually write for some of your own custom events as well. But go on, sorry, what were you saying?
I love that. I had no idea that Sendgrid was behind Shopify. That's cool though, right? Like I love finding out that like all of the web is kind of powered by the same services.
Yeah.
And it's cool. It's also just cool to know that like you're using something that's trusted by a company that sends as much email as Shopify does. Like so many businesses are built on Shopify. They have to send probably millions, if not billions of emails.
We send like 100 billion, especially Black Friday weekend, send like 100, like, I don't want to say 100 billion, but it's definitely in the tens of billions of emails that we send over like a 2-week, 24 or 48-hour window.
That is unbelievable. And so, yeah, so we're basically, instead of trying to do our own version of email, which you can, there are open source libraries out there that'll let you send email, and they're good, but like there's a lot that goes into this. So let's take a look at Sendgrid. So, well, actually, hold on. Before we do that, let's first and foremost, everybody go follow Nathaniel on Twitter. We're also,
thank you.
If you wanna find out more about Twilio, you've got all the videos from Signal on here, right? Like if we so here's Signal TV.
Look at those wonderful people.
Look at these folks. This is great. So you've got lots of stuff going on here. We've got Twilio itself if you want to go look at all of the things that are happening.
We've just that design of the website must have just gone out, because I have literally have not seen that update.
Yeah.
That looks good.
This looks great. I love this. Oh, good little animations. This is a good congrats to your team on an excellent redesign. That looks awesome.
Yeah, this is cool.
And then we're specifically using Twilio Sendgrid today. So this is part of what we're digging into here. And the thing that's nice about Sendgrid is there are a huge number of concerns when you're sending email. And one of the biggest challenges is, how do I not end up in the spam folder? Because if your email doesn't come in with, if it looks like it's spoofed, which is what a lot of the open source libraries end up looking like, unfortunately, because they don't have all this weight of like, hey, we're a trustworthy delivery service. You can look like you're spoofed, and then you go into spam. Or if you don't send the right headers, if you don't get these different domain settings right, like all these things can happen that basically make you look like spam, and therefore your emails never make it to the people you're trying to send them to. So can you talk a little bit about like what all is happening with Sendgrid to make sure that this stuff actually works?
Well, it's a couple of things. It's like some of the things you said about all of these headers and all of these things that can be very easy to forget. But what happens is each of these email service providers, for example, like your Hotmails versus your Hotmails. Oh my gosh, I just aged myself. You're like your Microsoft emails versus your like Google emails, and all of the different providers. Like they all have like their own secret sauce for figuring out what is spam, and it's based on a lot of flags, also based on like what people mark as spam as well. Mm-hmm. And what Sendgrid does is it really tries to understand that and then do some of the hard work for you, and then also give you insights and literally tell you like, this is what you're doing wrong, and this is what you should do to increase deliverability. And sometimes there's some really, really easy wins that you can like just get straight away, which is really nice as well. And things like making sure that your like account is coming from like a right email, not a spoofed email, like you said, because all of these things, they add credibility when you're going through that inbox of the person you're trying to reach. Make sure you don't end up in spam.
Yeah.
And also, like you said, though, having that way of we are Sendgrid and we do a lot of work to make sure all of the emails sent from our platform are not spam or are not like sort of malicious, I would say malicious. Because of that, we also gain extra credibility as well.
Nice. I'm trying to get
again.
I'm being forced to do two-factor auth, so everybody hold please while I get that set up.
Oh, see, now we can shame Jason. He did not have Jacob. We're not going to shame him.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No,
so,
honestly,
okay.
this has happened to me on stream where I opened a new like Twilio account. Like sometimes I do like a hard refresh on my demo account. I deserve that.
I deserve that.
I forgot how much the audience in your streams get involved. All right, there we go.
Okay, so now I have a code, and that code is here. Whoops.
Using Authy for 2FA to keep it all in the family. You don't have to use Authy, but we like it when you use Authy.
I did. I just put in the code. What are you doing?
Did you get the one from your email?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you've already set it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You're in. Oh, you look like you were in.
Okay, so I'm here. Clicking the button, right?
Cool.
Two-factor auth. I got a code. And now I'm going to continue. You better work.
Better work.
Yo, what are you doing? What are you doing to me?
That's weird.
Okay, let's maybe clear things because I must have broken something. So we'll just.
I'm pretty sure that you've logged on before, right?
Yeah, and it even said. Look, it even says setup 2FA required. False. Killing me. Weird. Killing me. All right, so I'm just gonna take all of this. I'm just going to get rid of all the data. No more data. Now we're going to reload. Oh, wait. Redirect to log out. That's what happened. I got caught in some weird loop where I like was on the logout page and it redirected me to the login page and then it redirected me to the logout page. So that's my own fault for doing goofy things with the way that this works. So let's get one more code in here. It's going to work for sure this time. Hey!
Yes.
All right, so now I have things. It's all working. Everything is doing what I want. Oh yeah, chat was already on this if we had been paying attention.
Someone's ringing my doorbell. Do you mind just giving me 2 secs while I quickly go and sort that out?
Absolutely, yes.
I'm not expecting anyone or anything, but give me a second.
All right, so while Nathaniel becomes a starry sky for us, we will just dig in here and look a little bit. So what I've been using is I did a little bit of this ahead of time because when you're setting up domains, you need to make sure that the domains are clear. And I need to find here mail settings, right? And so in order for me to, no, that's not the one I was, sender authentication. So you have to actually like have an authenticated domain. And to do that, I will just click this button so everybody can see it. And we'll just do a different one. Would you like to brand the links for this domain? I don't care. Hey, he's back. I was showing how to do the domain authentication. So okay. If we want to send from like jamstackconf.com, and then you have some other things that we could do. We don't need a custom return path. We don't need that. So then we can hit next, and it'll give us this like set of CNAMEs that we can use, which I'm going to have to delete these, but I've already done this. So now if I go back to my settings and sender authentication, it'll show me 2, and I can delete this one. So this one's gone. Get out of here. So now I have my one domain that's actually like set up and configured. And this is the stuff that you have to do to avoid spam. That's kind of what we were talking about, right?
Yeah, because what you can do is like what you'll see later is when we're using the API, you can specify, oh, this is the email address that I want to send from. But what will happen will be like from this email, but it really came from this other email, which will be like Sendgrid, or have Sendgrid in there as well. And what you want it to do is to really have it authentically coming from you. And that's why we bring that in.
Yeah. And it's, you know, it's really great to be able to do that because, you know, first of all, I don't trust emails that come from not the domain that it's sent from. Like that's what they tell, like phishing 101 in any corporate security training is like, hey, if the email comes from somebody and you don't recognize the domain, probably throw it in the trash. So it's you know, it's good to be able to send from your own domain. It's especially good when that comes in with a like, it's trustworthy. You have proven I own this domain. I can modify the domain records for it. And that's how we know that this is actually from who it says it's from. And so now that we've done that, I've got that set up, then I need to get, what do I need to do next if we want to set this thing up?
You would need to do is you would need to get API keys so that we can use them within our code, so that we can write code that would send an email.
I'm going to start off screen in case this shows the keys. It doesn't show the keys. Okay, we're coming back. So you can see your API key. Now I already created one of these so that I could put it into the app ahead of time, so we wouldn't have to wait to make that happen.
Environment variables.
Exactly. We got our environment variables set up.
I feel like we're doing good. Like any stream where we've gone like X many minutes without actually like doxing ourselves is always a win.
Always a win. I'm very happy with us right now for all the things that we've done. I'm proud of us. Okay, so here's our app that we've been working on, and we're on the dev branch. So I'm going to go ahead and open this thing up. And here it is. My computer's starting to chug, and that's always a concerning sign. So let me start running Netlify Dev here, and I'll just show you. We're using the Netlify CLI and Netlify Dev, which will do a lot of things for us. Because this site is deployed on Netlify, we're able to pull in all of our secret keys that we need, including the Sendgrid API key. Xander, look at you go. 10 subs.
All of these awesome people.
Love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Welcome everybody. Remember, there's a boop emote that I haven't seen yet, and all y'all just got access to it. So you can, if you get aggressive,
wait.
you can.
Are we gonna get buried in boops?
We're gonna find out. So here is our setup here. We've got our local host, and now we're running the site. It's up on localhost 8888. It's letting our functions load in the background. So we've got a proxy server set up for that. We've got the site running locally so that we can do all that dev. Here we go.
Well, yeah, I told you, like the moment you called it out, I was like, you are asking to be buried. You're like, it's not a Learn with Jason stream if I don't get buried in boops at some point.
Okay, so now we're running, and that means that we can start setting up a function. And so the function that I want to set up is called send confirmation.
Cool.
And so I already installed, just to, again, because I wasn't sure how much time we were going to have and I didn't want to get us into trouble there. I already installed the Sendgrid mail package, which is an NPM package for like the Sendgrid SDK. Now, I don't know how this works. I just installed it.
There's actually so many different, I think when people think about Sendgrid, they only think about, okay, I'm going to send an email, but there's actually so much you can do that you can like pass emails coming in. You can handle like contacts as well. So there's almost like different parts of the library for that. So we're just focused on sending mail for now.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're definitely doing like the original use case, not the only use case.
Yeah.
Okay. So
do you want to go and get your API key?
Yes. So it's already in. So that is going to be process.env.sendgrid API key, I think. Let me double check that.
But the one thing is we want to like add it to mail. So we set the API key using like mail should have a method called set API key. So if you
Oh, yep, there it is. Here's our autocomplete. And then just like this.
That takes in the process. Perfect.
All right. And so at this point, we are authenticated. Sendgrid knows who we are. so we can just do stuff.
Awesome. And what we probably want to do is, let's say we want to let's just practice like sending an email when this is hit, when this function runs. And then it's pretty simple. Like, I think we stick it in a try catch, because like anytime there's an API, there is a small chance that things might not work. But what we will do is, and you've got a asynchronous function, which is perfect for this because I like to use await, is we can just say like mail.send, await, mail.send.
Interesting. Okay, that's great. So we get here messages like error sending email. And then in here, we're going to await mail.send. Okay. And we can see here that we've got some autocomplete happening. So data. So if I open this up and then I can hit the command or the control space to get our autocomplete, because TypeScript is magic. And we can just start seeing what's happening here. So that seems like an email field.
So from is going to be the email that we set up already.
Okay.
Or the email domain. So we can, like, for example, we might have like a no reply at jamstack.conf.
Okay. So we'll no reply at jamstackconf.com. Okay. So let's do that. And then
it's going to also be who you're sending to. Now, like usually what you'd have is you'd have whatever event that triggers this function will have some information like, yo, this is the email of the person we're going. Should we just hard code it for now? Let's send it to you.
Actually, I'm going to send it to an inbox that I can show on screen. So let's go support@learnwithjason.dev, because that's an empty inbox that I can actually show us.
And then you get a subject
line, and this can just be whatever we want. So you made let's see, someone claimed some swag.
What?
And
then we this is cool because like in the body, rather than a body, you kind of have two options. So you can either go with text, which would just be like, this is the written text, or you can go with HTML. Now, I'm pretty sure we've seen like fancy emails with like all of the different styling that HTML has to offer. So we can do that, and we can just put in HTML tags. Like, you don't need to worry about body and everything. Think of this as everything that would live within that body tag.
Okay, so we can do like, let's do like an H3, and we'll say, someone claimed Jamstack Conf swag. And we'll say like H3, and then someone out there is looking fly. And then we can make this like, I don't know, we'll just link to our site so that we can look at it. Here's not that one. Oh, what? I'm in the wrong. Oh, that's why this is weird. I'm in the wrong window. Here, this one. Yeah, so we'll link to this. And like, I don't know why you would link to the site that you definitely built in this.
That you just bought.
And then we can do our closing paragraph tag, and that's an email. Okay, so we got kind of a basic email going here. And then when we're done, we gotta send a
just return, just say like, yo, this worked, probably 1 or 200, and there we go. And this is like my favorite thing about like Sendgrid, and just to be honest, Twilio APIs as a whole. Like Sendgrid, the one caveat is you have to go and do a little bit of setup to make sure you're coming from an authenticated email address, from like an official email address. But other than that, there's always just really, really simple like pieces of code, only like a few lines of code that actually go into whatever you're building as well.
Yeah.
You know what? I see like Dominus Kelv is like going ahead like of what we're doing. We're going to talk about templates. I do want to talk about templates, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do this. Let's get this thing sending, and then we will, I mean, honestly, we should have this sending as soon as Postman loads. And so once this loads for us, so we can go to, what did we call this one? Send confirmation. Whoops. Whoa. Oh, release notes. So we'll go to send confirmation. And then if I send this as a GET request, because we didn't send any, like, we're not using any of, so really post or GET would work in this case, but GET's the simplest. So let's send it. It says email sent. Okay, I'll go over to my email here and switch to this inbox. And hey, look at that. Okay, so we've got
some swag.
We got some swag, and look, my heading is bolded. We've got some text here. We've got a link. The link worked and opened in this browser over here, right? So we can see that. But also check this out. It has like a jamstackconf.com click thing. So it's actually part of the jamstackconf.com setup. It's like I'm clicking on my own URL, which is, and I'm pretty sure you can confirm this. I could change that URL 6387 to be like my own thing, right? So it could be like email.jamstackconf.com or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So this is really powerful. I have one more thing that I want to do though. Can I make this like come from a name?
I believe you can. I don't think I've done it myself. But give me a second. What we actually do is when we come from, we would put something in front of it. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to put the dots.
I know how I do this in like Gmail. So I'm going to try what I would do in Gmail and see if it just works. Like this is my suspicion is that if we do it like this, because this is like the node thing and it's like the standard thing. So let's just see what happens.
So this will add a name to that email.
And so if that
it should
worked,
appear as Jamstack.
This will take a second to come through.
This is the thing, we're so used to like really low latency with like WhatsApp and like SMS.
Ta-da!
There we go. Jamstack Conf.
All right. So and like what I like about that is because I've seen this format before from like writing my name in package JSON. Like this is how you would specify it in package JSON. This is how I do it when I'm like trying to send emails and I want it to show up in my address book later. I'll like write somebody's name and then their email like this. So that was just really intuitive. It like worked the way that I expected it to work, which is really nice. That also means that if we were getting somebody's information, like we get a payload from like whatever webhook that we're using, I could also format this to send it to like their name at their email and not have to do anything fancy. I just like drop it in like this would be the name variable, this would be the email variable, and we're off to the races.
Precisely.
That is really slick. Like I that's so nice to use. Go ahead.
And so this is like just a simple transaction. And this is like what I often think of the most basic version of Sendgrid. But then what happens is a lot of times, for example, you want to have a designer maybe design the app or someone else design the app. And all you want to do is maybe give that design some sort of parameters, say, here is the name, here are these things. And then what you can do is when you send that off, is you would actually have a template set up on Sendgrid, and you can have it so that it just goes and says, okay, go grab this template, put in the name, put in these other details, and then create an email with that template. So you can have like a designer work on it while you just write the code.
That's cool. Jordan just asked if it does reply to. I just tested it while you were explaining that. And it does indeed do a reply to. So I set the reply to here. So it comes from no reply, but it replies to real email. And when I hit the reply button, it showed up as real email. And if we look in here, we can see that it was sent from no reply. So it's doing what we expected. All those things work the way we want them to. So that's always good news. Okay, so if we want to use those templates, like we got 26 minutes. You think we can do it?
26 minutes.
Let's see how far we can get.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I'm in Sendgrid.
I feel like I've slowly learned over my development career that anytime someone says, can we do it in X amount of time? I'm always like, like before I was like, absolutely. Now I'm like, oh, let me think first. But yeah, if you go over to the design library.
Okay. We got a Sendgrid fan.
You can create your email designs.
Okay, so I'm just gonna, here we'll create an email design.
What's cool is you can use a code editor or a design editor. So the design editor is kind of like drag and drop no code solution. But even if you have used the design editor, all it does is it generates HTML that you can then edit on the fly as well.
Oh, nice. Okay, so that'll probably be faster then. We can probably do something quicker with the design editor.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to click on this. Here's my email. Comes with a, okay, so here's an unsubscribe block. Need one of those. We need build. Here's, okay, so let's do an image. Drag and drop your images here. Let's go to Unsplash and get always a corgi. And here's, oh, that's how I'm going to feel at the end of this week when I am done with 8 streams, a lot of streams. So we're going to put this into my downloads folder, and then we can drag, where did you go? Here. Here's our corgi. So we're going to put this corgi right in there. We're going to insert it. And then what? We want some text, or maybe we do columns.
We can do columns. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool things within columns. Then you can now
this.
add modules within them. Yeah.
So good. Okay. So I'm happy about that. That all looks good. So I'm going to add text in this one. And then actually, why don't I just drag this one? Can I move this one in here? I need to actually get up to the dragger bar, don't I? Yeah. Dragger. Hello?
But drag it down, drag it all the way down. Yeah.
There. Okay, so now this should be, let's see, we can kind of, do I change it here? How do I?
You want to change the text?
Yeah.
Click on it. There you go. Like, start typing.
Oh, I was already so intuitive. I didn't even notice. Let's see. So you made someone claimed some swag. Let's celebrate by looking at this corgi. Okay. So this is my, oops, that's not the button I was supposed to push. I'm going to save this. Oh, do I need a subject and stuff? Probably.
Yeah, yep. What you can do is you can still pass these things in. If you go back one.
Subject.
So you see, there you go. Yeah. And what's also cool is, so you actually have, you can use like handlebars to adding all of like your dynamic data whenever you're typing. So let's say you wanted to bring in something, you can use handlebars, which is pretty cool.
Okay, so I got that. I'm happy with that.
Cool. And should we test it? If you click on the test your email.
Yes. So we'll go
and then what
to...
this will...
Okay, so that's the email that we'll send it to.
From.
Oh, this is the from email. Whoops.
From.
Okay, so we need no reply at jamstackconf.com.
Yep.
Okay.
And you want to send a test message.
Let's do it. My test message has been sent. Okay, cool. I think there it is. My email was too zoomed in for the columns to work, but that's also good to know that it flows and doesn't just like blow out and cause me to side scroll. But this is great. Like I've got the ability to unsubscribe. I've got my unsubscribe preferences. Good. This is great. Like this is doing exactly what we want it to do. So how would I like actually use this?
So there is another parameter which lets you specify which template you want to use. If you go back, you're on top left, that back button.
Okay.
You should be able to get an identifier from this. Let's go to edit. And what we want is we've got the name. Cool, you've got the design name. That's what we need.
This one?
And then what we want, say, go on.
This is the one we need?
Yeah, this is the one we need.
Okay.
And then what we do is we then go over to our code. And then we just use we actually specify which template we want to use.
Okay. So like, do I get rid of all of this then?
So no, you still want your from, you still want your to, and then what you're going to do, you just give me a second.
Template ID was an autocomplete.
Template ID. And then
do I
so
just
the
feed it
template
this?
ID, I'm trying to remember where to get the template ID from.
Because so there's like this up here. Is that the template ID?
I don't think so.
This is private to your account and is only visible to you.
It's in the dynamic template. Sorry, the whole thing has been redesigned. So if you go to build, if you don't mind going to build, the build tab. No, that's building. Is this you or me that's got OneDrive isn't signed in?
Oh, that's me. That is, yeah, sorry.
No worries.
Okay, so we've got email body, content container, tag, design library, your images, preview, duplicate, single send.
Give me a moment. I'm just gonna figure out where that is from, where to find that ID. Because once we have that ID, we just stick it in, and then that's it. We've got everything with personalizations.
Okay, I'm gonna just experiment while you're looking. I'm gonna try by name because that would be dope if it was smart enough to do that. So let's see. This is probably gonna fail. No. Okay, so that one doesn't work. Let's try this ID up here because that looks like a unique identifier. I'm going to drop this in here. And send. Hey, that one looked like it worked. Let's see what happens.
That does look like what they do look like.
So if that worked, it should come in here momentarily.
Go back to your template.
I did send it to myself, right? Back to my template or to the...
Sorry, the template on Sendgrid.
Gotcha. Here?
And right at the bottom of your... If you close preview, look at right at the bottom of the page. If you click on it, edit. And right at the bottom, it used to be in this bottom corner, click on test your email. Where's it gone? Give me one moment.
Is it like, am I too zoomed in? No, it's not that.
I don't believe so.
Let's see, did it show up? It said it sent, but that it didn't actually arrive. So I wonder if I must have just sent it like an invalid ID and it like ignored it.
Yeah.
Settings. And
I've lost the template design and UI.
oh, does it have to be a dynamic template?
Templates. My bad. I got mixed up with something else.
Okay, it's okay. You know what? We still have a few minutes left. We can do this again.
It's the same. So we use the same thing for marketing, for the marketing product, and I got the UIs mixed up.
So this is the template ID.
That's the template ID that we're looking for.
Okay.
Wait, where is it gone?
Add a version. But this should now work, right? Like if
and now you can select that design. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to send this version.
But if you go back, you need to specify the design that it will use.
I do.
The add version.
Add version.
Click on the add version, and then click on the design. Oh, okay. Select.
I think this is just to make a version of it, though, right? Because it's.
Oh, okay. My bad. Yeah, you're right.
All right, let's see. Let's see. It's going to do it this time, I believe. Come on. Do the thing. Here. Hey, look, it came in. It's using the right header. And now let's see if I reply, it's still using my reply to header. So all of the things that we wanted to happen are happening. And that happened fast enough that we can actually try to put some stuff in here. So what if I want to put in some like handlebar stuff? Can I define custom things and feed them in through my template? Like if I wanted it to be like something cool, can I then specify something cool when I...
What you would do is when you're writing your code, you're going to add something called personalizations.
Okay. And if I want to do a personalization, is that in here somewhere?
No, it's in your code editor.
In my code editor. Okay, so I go... Oh, wait. Sorry. You mean this code editor?
Yeah. In your... Yeah, there you go.
Gotcha. And is this an object?
Yep.
Okay.
Is personalizations right? Or are you missing a comma?
Personalizations, property, personalizations. I think it's spelling that it doesn't like.
Okay.
Okay. And then so if I just put in like something cool and...
So the personalization, then it goes to a very specific... Yep. So...
Did I do it?
The personalizations can then be used in your template. If you give me a moment, let me quickly find it.
It'd be really cool if this just worked. Just like spamming myself with emails to try things. This is how email design always goes for me, is I like end up sending myself...
Oh, this will work.
100 emails. Okay, so I did something wrong because it doesn't like
if this just works.
my personalizations for some reason. I should log the actual error, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try that. Let's run this and then let's go to the logs. And it says array expected for personalizations. That's okay, we can do that. But this...
And then it's going to have a to, so who the first one's going to go to.
In the personalizations?
Yeah.
Well, I should probably look this up, right? What section of the API, so that I'm not making you dictate this to me?
No worries. I'm just sending how to send an email with dynamic templates. I've just sent it in our Zoom chat, so you can grab it.
Okay, I got to do that through... Dynamic
is it on another computer?
Templates.
My bad. I should have done
it. All good. So I have an API key, dynamic transactional templates, and then we want to get down to these personalizations. All right, so this is going to do... We've got the from email, we've got the personalizations, we've got a template ID, and then it's letting us do aha. Okay, so we start here, and we do a to... And the to is going to be, we'll just move this one down. All right, so we've got that. And then it wants dynamic template data. So I will give it that. And that is also an object. And there's a total.
And then this, now
items.
You can use your custom, whatever field you want. So it could be something cool now.
Okay, so I do that. Good. And then where does it show me in the template?
And then what we want to do is we then want to use handlebars in our template.
So that part I was right on. Then is just like, where is it? Here. So just this
should be something cool, I believe.
Nice. Okay, so we've got this. We've got something cool, dynamic template data, and that theoretically should do the thing. Send. Email sent. Hey. All right.
Roll.
And show new messages. Show me potato salad. Let's see. It came back empty. So I did something wrong. Are there rules about naming? Dynamic transactional templates. Dynamic template data.
Where did we have it?
I put
Can
it in.
we go back to in the design? Is what I mean.
I put it into, wait, here. In the design, I put it in here.
Something cool. Did it not like the fact that if you close that, if you go to if you hit the X on this text module
Yeah.
and go to build, it's build, then a module. Is there anything to do with data coming in? No.
Let's see if we can preview. Yeah, it doesn't show test data. Must be formatted as JSON.
So you can like stick in that JSON, so you can put in there something cool.
Okay, so if I get it in right, it should work. Let me just check that we didn't get
it just did there.
Yeah, so it does it right in the preview, which means that I'm not sending it right in the code. So dynamic template data.
Change dynamic template data to that without underscores and capital T's, because we took the docs from like just creating and try that.
You're right. The autocomplete.
Because when we copied it over, we copied it from like it was using curl rather than like the node library.
Oh, I gotcha.
And there's a different set of what's the word? Things that you're supposed to do with naming conventions.
Hey!
There we go.
We got it. So, I mean, this is amazing. Like, I love that we were able to do this that fast. We've got like dynamic content coming in, so we can send in anything here. You know, we could say what somebody bought. We could say what time it is. We could do all sorts of stuff. And because this is all handled in a serverless function, you know, we can figure any data we want up here. We can, you know, hey, let's like calculate anything, and then we can drop it in here.
My bucket. But then what's also cool is, so if you remember the personalizations, it was to each individual. So what you can do is with one API call, you can send personalized emails to multiple people, right? So let's say you wanted to send something to a group of people, like you would have the from and the reply to and the rest of the things. And then you'd bring in the template. And then for the personalization, you would then iterate that array at the bottom. Exactly.
Okay.
Name.
Let's do this. Let's do one. And then we can do an email. Let's see. We got 7 minutes. We can get this happen. Support at learnwithjason.dev. Okay, so here's our emails. And you're saying here.
So now when we go down to our personalizations, scroll down. So you see here how we've got an array of objects, right? So all we need to do is hand it people.
Okay,
and
so we can do
template, or we can do something to like map an array, right? Exactly.
Okay, so we're gonna send back person name and person email, right?
Yeah.
And then we can also say like,
wow, name, this was dynamic. Okay, yeah. Greeting.
oh wait, person.name. Right? So we can, if I format all my JavaScript properly. So this then should send to everybody. What did I miss? What don't you like?
Did you close the map?
Nope.
Like the opening.
Sure didn't.
The map.
And I'm beach balling. There we go. Okay, so that should be working. And now if I go back in here, I can go to design, click on this, and let's pass in greeting, right? Save that. Yeah. And then when we go out here and actually run, let me make sure I didn't crash. Nope, it's all good. So then I'm going to send. Error sending email. What didn't you like? It says bad request 400. Did I get rate limited? That can't be right. Authorization on behalf of body errors array. So I probably need to like get into that body errors. Let's do that. So what is it? It's error.response.body.errors. Error response body errors. I want to just try this one more time. Okay, and now it should have logged something a little bit. The to array is required for all personalization objects and must have at least one email with a valid email address.
I mean, have you got an array within an array? This may be me being silly, but when you did person maps to, you've got an array. No. Down.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm returning. Yep, good call. Okay, so what I need to return instead is just the object.
Yeah.
So we can make that an object, and we can make that an object. And now we get an array. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's try that one more time. Good catch. I would have taken me the rest of the episode. Email sent. Okay.
It's one of those things where I've gone through it before.
Hey.
There we
All
go.
Right. And then I'm going to take this off screen so I can open up the one in my own inbox because I don't know what else is in here. And here's the one to me. And this came in with all the stuff we wanted. It's got the no reply. It came to my email. It's got the personalization in place. Like, that's slick. That's really, really, really slick.
So the cool thing is it's then now in your hands what you want to do with it, how you want to sort of make it basically whatever you want to build, it's now up to you. And then also I love the fact that you've got the unsubscribe buttons that you can then link to other things as well. And it gives you some of that functionality out of the box already.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a nice, like it all feels good, right? Like what we're getting here is, we didn't have to do very much work. We were able to customize this very quickly. We got our email templates in place. We're sending something that's designed. So if we work with our design team, we could get something that really looked nice, and all of the text could be dynamic. Like we could make this a header and then some body text and then like whatever our sideline is, maybe like our top articles, and like you can do some really incredible stuff here that I think is just so powerful. Right. And
especially when you're working with a bigger company where you've got multiple people wearing different hats. Like you are the developer, you want to send the email, you don't care about what you may not personally care about what the email looks like. And then you have a designer which loves that but doesn't care about getting the data from the database and making sure everyone gets the right thing in the thing, and you can just both work together seamlessly.
And as long as you agree on this, like this is your API contract, right? If they use these handlebars templates, you can feed whatever data you want into that thing. And it's just nice. Like it's a nice experience.
What's also starts getting extra deep is you can actually do more than just use handlebars, because you can have conditionals within your email design. So you can have like flags to say like, this person is a JavaScript developer, show them like the JavaScript tips. And this person is a PHP developer, show them the PHP tips. I've like not even scratched the surface personally myself, but I know with the handlebar syntax, there's some really, really powerful, cool things you can do.
And I mean, there's even stuff that we could do like dynamically in JavaScript as well, right? So we could do something like person.name equals JSON, and we could change it to be like, right? And so like now if it's me, you can do some custom stuff. And so we can split that just right inside of our function as well. So like Sendgrid's going to give us capabilities. We have a serverless function, so we can use JavaScript. Like we can really start to build some stuff in here. Now, I would caution against doing both of those things. Like choose one place to do logic and then do it where it makes sense. But this is a really powerful way to kind of approach this, where we've got emails coming in, and I think this one is, we should get another email in here, and this one should be dynamic and say, you're a doofus. But this one over here, we've got the new email, and this one's not to me, so it's more, well, I don't know if we can call this formal, but but so there's layers of personalization you could do, where if you have stuff in your database about who's a VIP, you mentioned interests, like all those things are just incredibly valuable. And with that, Nathaniel, we did it. We got this. It's working. We got way further than I expected. Is this the first time
we've actually finished like our project on a stream, or a second? I think it might be first or second.
You're not wrong.
Because I'm always talking way too much. I
love it so much.
Nathaniel, we're actually gonna focus and build the thing.
So, all right, everybody, what we're gonna do? Everybody, please go and click on the follow button on Nathaniel's profile. Make sure you go and check out twitch.tv/Twilio, and also head over to this swag app here and get yourself one of those swag packs. They're 25% off.
And fill Jason's emails with notifications from Sendgrid.
Yes, please do it. No, we didn't actually set up the webhook for this. So to actually make it,
dang it.
I mean, it's okay. I don't actually need these emails. but to do it, we would just go to Shopify and set up a webhook that would call our serverless function. And a lot of services have event-driven hooks or event hooks, webhooks. In Netlify, we call them like build hooks, where you can call a serverless function when a thing happens. And that is a really powerful way to go.
And this is just sending, right? So then we also have like an inbound pass where you can set up a webhook for what happens when you receive an email address. And maybe you want to do some fancy stuff with it, maybe push it to someone else, or like read the contents and based on the reply, send it to the right place as well. Lots of awesome stuff you can do with this.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. Well, we are going to take a short break. Nathaniel, thank you so much for your time today. This was an absolute blast. We're going to come back in 13 minutes with Ben Vinegar from the Sentry team, and we're going to wrap this app up by adding some error tracking. So don't go anywhere. We're not even going to turn the stream off. We're just going to see you in 13 minutes. Thanks again. We'll see you in a minute.